Matt Lucas, and welcome to And the Winner Is. Nowadays, there's a whole range of people who are organising ceremonies and giving out awards. The Oscars, the BAFTAs and the Golden Globes. But tonight, I'm delighted to be hosting the greatest of all the awards ceremonies. Yes, it's the beautifully named Lucas's. These are the awards that rush in where other ceremonies fear to tread and honour anything from biggest waste of public money to the sexiest cartoon character. I'm joined tonight by three comedians who have each brought their own nominations for our different awards. Please welcome Adam Bloom, Scott Capurro and Andrew Maxwell. Adam, have you ever won an award?
I have. I've won two.
Oh, you have, haven't you?
Yes, I won them within 3 months of each other 11 years ago, and nothing since. So,
what were they?
They were the Time Out Award for Best Stand-Up and the Polygram Award at the Edinburgh Festival, voted for by the public. But my advice to anyone who wins an award is give up straight away. So everyone will go, God, imagine how good he would have been if he carried on.
Yes.
As opposed to just being really bitter on Radio 2 once every couple of years.
Scott, you're from America. Do they have award ceremonies in America?
We do. We have a few, and my favorite is the People's Choice Awards, because the people get a vote, and America's all about democracy.
Andrew, what's your favourite award ceremony?
The Legal Technology of the Year Awards.
You said that with a lot of confidence. Why is that?
Because for the last 2 years, I've hosted the Legal Technology Year Awards. 2 years in a row, I've hosted them in a swanky hotel in Park Lane, and even 2 years in, I'm still none the wiser what I'm handing out. I've no idea. 2 years in a row, I'm going, ladies and gentlemen, the best backroom tech resource manager of the year. I just go up at the end of every award. I just use the classic MC technique of going up at the end. Resource outsourcing of the year.
Well, talking of awards, I think it is time to award our very first award of the evening. Who can we believe these days? In a world full of lies, who are the professionals we trust the least? The nominations, please, for our first award this evening, the Lucas for Most Untrustworthy Profession. Adam.
Burglars.
Scott.
The President of Iran, or Iraq, or whatever.
And Andrew.
TV executives.
So, those are the nominations for Most Untrustworthy Profession. Burglar, President of Iran or Iraq or whatever, and TV executives. Adam, are you saying that you don't trust burglars?
Well, I was trying to be funny first, and then I realised that it was actually quite a good point, because all the most upstanding members of our society are liars. Burglars say they're going to steal things from your house, and they do. So, ironically, burglars are the only people who actually do exactly what they say they're going to do.
Now, hang on here. Listen to me. I might know the finer points of the law, but I've never heard of a burglar. Ding dong, hello. Later when you're asleep, I shall rob from you.
I like burglars too, because I think they clear out stuff. Too much people have too much crap around the house, right? You see those makeover shows, it's always about dragging stuff out and throwing it on the street. Burglars do that for you. And at night, and you're asleep, you wake up, oh look, the house is so pretty. You have so much room, so much space for the kids to play. Oh, the kids are missing. Well, that's a win-win then.
A burglar told me this one time. When Papa Bear wakes up in his house and Mama Bear's kicking him in the ribs going, hey, there's something going on downstairs, you've got to go downstairs, right? Most of the time, Papa Bear is barefoot. And what they'll do is they'll sprinkle your stairs with thumbtacks. So whatever you do, like, you don't have to be dressed, but wear some shoes if you hear something downstairs, all right?
What's a thumbtacks? Seriously, I'm not trying to undermine...
Thumbtack.
Oh, thumbtack. Well, what's thumbtack then?
You tack things in with the
blue tack?
No, not blue tack! No. Nobody is going to be stopped from coming down the stairs because of a blue lump.
You're so posh. You know, so many people doing things for
Yes,
you.
I do, yes. And I'm doing this show as a favour to the nation. It's true. It's correct.
A drawing pin.
Oh, thank you, a drawing pin. Thank you.
What's a drawing pin?
It's a thumbtack.
Oh, God.
Scott, I want you to explain to us all why your nomination for Most Untrustworthy Profession is the President of Iran, Iraq, or whatever.
Oh, well, I think he's a pretty boy, and he knows it. And he's just... You know how pretty boys are? They get away with anything. And I think, for me, especially Ahmadinejad, he's black, trustworthy, but not black enough. In America, we have a black president, and everyone's inspired by him. The world is. And I think people say, oh, it's because he's liberal. But it's not because he's liberal. It's because he's black, and we're all proud of ourselves, right?
He's the first president, obviously, whose name rhymes with the enemy. That's good, because, you know, we should have had someone called Pitler running our country in the Second World War. George Pitler will save the day. OK, well, I still think that politicians, by their nature, are vain, ambitious, and not to be trusted.
Churchill?
Yeah, he's dead, I can say that.
All right.
So, Andrew, why have you gone for TV executives?
I don't know how to describe it to you, man.
Is it that you haven't had your series yet? What is this?
I've had my own TV series in Ireland, man. That's not a problem at all.
Ireland?
Yeah, Ireland, man. It's the big rich island next door to this bankrupt hole. Thank you. That's right.
TV executives.
TV executives. It's just that sort of thing of... In the media, everybody says yes all the time.
That's right.
I think they're scared to be the one that said it was no good, and then it turns out to be a big hit.
Yeah.
If someone said The Office, rubbish idea, offices are boring, and then it's a phenomenon, they become a joke, so no one wants to stand out.
Because was Little Britain accepted when it was first mentioned, or did you have a while... You farmed that thing around for a while,
yeah,
right?
Yeah,
It was called Huge Luxembourg at first, wasn't
yes,
it?
It was, and that was a show. But
I was at a birthday party a couple of years back, and Williams was there, and he made up an extra verse to Happy Birthday.
yes,
God, it's such a weird... Everybody else in the restaurant, because obviously it's Happy Birthday, and everybody's like, hey, and everybody looks away, and then it carried on, and birthdays are wonderful.
yes, it's a campaign that a friend of ours, Robert Popper, and Graham Linehan, both of whom appear in this series. A campaign I think they've been trying to get underway is to add more to Happy Birthday, and to sing it as if like everyone else is like a bit thick for not having heard of it. So it's sort of it's a time of peace and understanding. It's very funny, and I think they want one day... I've probably ruined it for them now, but they want one day to just have a big table in a restaurant and then everyone to sing Happy Birthday, dear Ivan. Happy birthday to you. We have ourselves a hero here. And just go into that and just watch the kind of open mouths of the other diners.
People were definitely baffled, all right.
Do you know the best Happy Birthday? This is a really odd story, but I was in Los Angeles and I was at this very swanky hotel, and actually the actress Hilary Swank was there, and she was dining with, I assume, her relatives and the Swanks, and somebody on the table had a birthday, and they've got their own version of Happy Birthday, which I hadn't heard. Let's imagine it was Hilary's birthday. They sang Happy Birthday to you. Nice American, yeah, Scott? Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Hillary. Happy birthday to you. And many more.
Common in the US.
Isn't it sinister? It's like a kind of happy birthday in Poltergeist. And many more. As if to say, will there be more or not? Who is going to be awarded most untrustworthy profession? I can't go for TV executives because I want to work again. The thing about the president of Iran, it's not like he made loads of promises and didn't keep them. He didn't say, there's going to be free buses for everyone and milk at school. I mean, we know he's a despot. Purely by default, the award for most untrustworthy profession goes to the burglars.
Oh,
there we have it. Time and tide waits for no man, as the cliché goes. But which clichés do our guests think we should avoid like the plague? Without further ado, let's have your nominations for the Lucas for weariest cliché. Andrew.
There's always more fish in the sea.
Scott.
Change thing that Obama wanted. Change we need.
And Adam.
It's not what you know, it's who you know.
Andrew, why did you choose There Are Plenty More Fish in the Sea?
Well, apart from anything else, I don't want to get all oceanographic scientist on your ass about this particular thing. There isn't any more fish in the sea.
Right, there's a finite amount of fish.
There's a finite amount of fish, and we've reached that tipping point in the North Atlantic long ago. Hence, the cliche is no longer a cliche, because a cliche only works when it's true. Like Irish people drink too much.
Well, I'm glad you said that.
Yeah,
well, I think you've put that point very well. Does anyone propose to oppose?
I went scuba diving the other day, and there were plenty.
Right.
Yeah, I was in Maui, and there were loads, and they come at you like they own the place. What are you talking about?
I was more talking in the seas that are close to the major industrial hubs of Western Europe and the northeastern seaboard of
stop
America.
Saying words. If you think you'll just say words, we'll all be bowled over.
Well, the thing is, we don't want...
And the other thing, I meant it in the other sense of the word, where people say that, when you split up with somebody, you know what I mean, and your friends try and comfort you by telling you there's more fish in the sea, and they're likening women to fish, which, when you're really down, that doesn't help at all.
No, it's like saying, don't worry, you split up, but now you can go and live like in the film Splash.
You've lost the love of your life, but you can now breed like a fish and lay your eggs onto a rock. Yeah. And then go to the laborious task of swimming all the way upstream and then dying in a mountain pass.
That's right. Well, that's not such a negative thing, is it?
Well, not if you're a salmon. But I'm not a salmon.
That's another cliche, I'm not a salmon. That is weary. Well, let's talk, Scott, about your weariest cliche then. So was that Obama's campaign?
Yeah.
Wasn't that Yes We Can?
Oh, was it?
Yeah. What's change we need? Is that Yoda? Change we need?
No. Well, no, I'm just saying that there's been no change. Right? I just feel like he's pushing Bush's policy. He's being J. Edgar Hoover when what we really need is FDR. We need someone who will lie and cheat and make people angry and break all the rules to save what's left of the U.S., I think.
OK, Adam.
I think, to be honest, by the time George Bush was leaving, all you would have really needed was, I'm not him.
Adam, why have you gone for it's not what you know, it's who you know?
Because I think we live in a world where people set up their own failure and then fail. So everyone goes, oh, I'd like to become this, but it's not what you know, it's who you know. And it's not. If you've got a cure for AIDS, you'll probably get a job trying to cure AIDS. They're not going to go, oh, shall I give it to the bloke who can cure AIDS or my cousin who's got a chemistry set? Do you know what I mean? That's my point. And I've just realised that I'm only on this show because I've known you for 15 years, so that's that one screwed.
Exactly. No, you didn't mention the pity, that I took pity on you. I've now got to decide who is going to win this award. I think we've established very clearly that there are not plenty more fish in the sea. There's ecological disaster.
Yep.
I don't think, Scott, your argument works because you're American. And Adam, I kind of agree with you. I mean, I don't look at Elton John and go, oh, yeah, it's because who he knows. I think, no, it's because he's brilliant and he plays piano really well and he's got a nice voice and he wrote some very nice songs.
But he would have been nothing without that weird recluse dude called Bernie who writes the lyrics for him.
Yeah, and he's the first to pay credit to him.
But it's still who you know, and he knows Bernie.
Yeah.
He didn't write Candle in the Wind, he was just writing some sad ditty.
He did,
and then
actually.
Bernie comes along and licks up the stink right there and drops some beats on top. He drops some lyric on that thing. Whoa, 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 whoa. Kill him with the no. You know what I'm saying? What I'm saying is, all I'm ever hearing is Elton, Elton, Elton. I'm never hearing Bernie, Bernie, Bernie.
Yeah. But do you think, say Elton John had never been born, would Bernie Taupin be the poet laureate? If I was a sculptor? But then again, no. We've got to move on at some point.
Why win that round for getting the big laugh?
No, I've got to recharge my pacemaker. We have to move on. So I'm going to give the award, probably for some reason or other, to it's not what you know, it's who you know. Despite the significant number of cultured, liberal, likeable Germans over the years, Irving Berlin, Jens Lehmann, the Queen, us Brits do still bear a grudge. But I say it's time to stop bombing bridges and start building them. Let's embrace our Teutonic cousins as we hear the nominations for the Lucas for Least Hateful German.